Stev0.
Yo.
Hey, man, it was a pretty busy night in the NBA last night for rookies. We're going to talk about those guys. Plus, the GM survey results are in. We're going to talk about a few of those because it's 50 questions. Ain't no way we're going to go over all of them. But, of course, you got to hit an intro.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
Good morning, NBA basketball fans. Welcome to another episode of NBA Central. It's your boy, Big Kev. And we got Stev0 in the building. Neither one of us got much sleep last night, but the show must go on. Y'all already know, hit us up at NBA Central Pod, wherever you like to receive your social media. Man, we're going to get right into it. The NBA's number one overall pick, Zachary Richardson, got his start in the league last night, and he looked pretty decent, Steve-O. He didn't even start and got out there and put up buckets. How'd you feel about his debut last night?
I thought, I mean, he kind of lived up to everything I seen him do in France. I mean, he's not like this super dynamic scorer. He's just somebody that comes in and just do what's necessary. He just hoop. He finds the shots that he needs. He crashed the boards. He goes to the rim. He's a little bit more athletic than I think most people thought he was. So we seen him catch a nice little poster in this game as well. But yeah, to come in the game, coming off the bench, to get you 18 points, 7 for 9, being very efficient from the field, like can't ask for nothing else from your number one pick.
Look, 7 for 9 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3. He did give us 3 boards, 2 assists, 18 points in 23 minutes off the
Yep.
bench as the Atlanta Hawks won the game versus the Indiana Pacers. We'll get back to this
One
game
point.
later. 131 to 130 was a crazy ending in that game last night. We also had the Miami Heat and the Charlotte Hornets going at it. The Phoenix Suns and the Detroit Pistons had a game. And then the Brooklyn Nets and the Clippers had a game. We'll just touch on those games in a moment. But from the number one overall pick, Steve-O, he didn't really show much in the summer league circuit. I think he didn't even really play much, if I'm not mistaken, in the summer league circuit.
I think he
But
played one game.
yeah, but he showed us a lot. You mentioned his efficiency. The man was a plus 15
Yeah.
off the bench. Plus minus, because you can get, they're neither here nor there for me, because sometimes you could be very efficient and still be a minus because of how the whole team played defensively, so on and so forth. But I do like the fact that there was no wasted anything from him, no wasted energy. He gave it to you in the post. He gave it to you from the 3-point line, and he even got to the line last night as well, went 1 for 2 from the free throw line. He just showed you his complete package. I gotta say, no Diddy right there. He showed you everything that I don't know how to even phrase things anymore. Y'all ruined the English language, by the way. Not you, but just the world at
Can't
large.
say nothing.
The English language is all jacked up right now. But I did like that he showed that he was a multifaceted basketball player, 3-level, 4-level player. And I think the Atlanta Hawks got them one with this guy, at least from what we saw last night. Because again, his showing in the summer league was just left a little bit
Yeah.
to be desired, because we didn't see much from him.
Yeah, he showed that he don't necessarily need plays ran for him. And that's something you kind of want coming from your number one pick. Like, we already know who's going to be the number one option and the focal point on this team, which is Trae Young. And I think with what we saw in this little short glimpse of what we seen him being to create on his own, him being confident in his shot, like you said, showing that he's a 3-level scorer, it's kind of a way better pairing than what he's been previously had over the past few years in Atlanta. So, yeah, I'm kind of eager to see how he grows from this situation, grow from game to game. But yeah, for somebody that I hope, like, now there's even more pressure on Alex Sarr as well, because he didn't show a lot in the preseason as well. So not only that, you got to show it in these preseason games. So yeah, we're gonna be looking at you.
And then speaking of the rookies, we had the Phoenix Suns taking on the Detroit Pistons last night as they won 105 to 97. Of course, KD was looking like KD. We're going to see how they look. Some people are high on those guys. I'm not as high on them as a lot of people that I've been talking to are. But we did get to see another rookie, I think number 5 overall pick, Ronald Holland the second, and he was okay off the bench. 22 minutes, 2 for 7 from the field, but he did get to the line a lot, 6 for 6 from the free throw line, and he showed a complete bag as well. 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and only 2 fouls. 10 points last night for the Pistons off the bench. How'd you feel about the rookie Ronald Holland the second?
How you just gonna assume his name Ronald? No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
That ain't his name?
Yeah,
Oh, it's Ron. Okay, but
it, yeah, it's Ron. They just gonna Ron. But he's I mean, out of the top picks, I feel like he might be the rawest next to maybe Zachary. Not even can't even say Zachary. At the top 5 picks, I think he's probably the most rawest player out there. Like he's the uber athletic guy that can play. We can see him playing the 2. We can see him playing the 3. He got real legitimate NBA size. I think what I like to see him more do is attack on a fast break because I think he's quicker than what people realize. And like I said, he's a legit 6'8", got real athleticism. I like to see him take coast to coast. He's a little bit inefficient tonight, which is expected from to come from a player that's that raw. But yeah, once he understands the pace of the game, I think he's gonna be a guy to get to the rim at will. Looking for foul calls, going to the line and such the third, and making some shots here and there.
yeah, I agree with you. He's definitely a project, and he's on the Detroit Pistons, so that's just what it's gonna
That's a
be.
project within its own.
You feel me? They got a lot of youth on that team, a lot of guys that's under 25, some of them even under 21.
Wow.
But it's just going to be an interesting team to watch this season. Even Tim Hardaway Jr. is on that team. There's a lot of cast-offs and a lot of players that have a lot to prove as far as staying in this league is concerned, but they got a lot of youth. So he's going to get some tick. He's going to get some run out there, and we'll just see what he can do, man. One of the twins is out there as well, right? Amin Thompson
Is it Amen or Amen?
is one of the Thompson twins out there. I don't even think he played
No, it's a
yesterday.
Sur. No, it's Amen. I think it's Amen. Yeah,
So
Sur's
yeah,
in Houston. Yeah,
yeah. So he's going to be fighting for minutes over there. But hey, we're gonna see how he do. He is a top 5 pick, and I don't expect the Pistons to be so good that he's gonna end up buried on the bench. He should get more minutes than Tim Hardaway Jr. Just to be frank about it.
facts.
All right, and then of course we had one more rookie make his debut last night, and it was for our Chicago Bulls with Matez Buzelis. 21 minutes played off the bench, 4 for 9 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, but he did get to the line, made 4 free throws, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and 12 points. How did you feel about the rookie Matez Buzelis for the Chicago Bulls? They did get the win,
Hey,
by the way, 116-112
show
over the
did.
Cleveland Cavaliers.
He can play. He can straight up play. Like you could tell he's just a hooper. Like everything we thought we did, that shot gonna have to come along. Some of the decision making is gonna come along, but for everything, I think the reason why I'm coming away from the game looking at him so good is because one of his points, other than his jump shot, was his on-ball defense. And I don't know if you saw it or if it was just me, but I felt like that was probably one of the best defensive performances I've seen him ever put on as just him and himself on ball and playing team ball. We see him get blocks. We see him rotate good. We even seen him towards the end of the game get a lot of game clinching stops. Now I'm sure they got a lot to do with you playing with some professionals now and they communicate a little bit better, so it's more easy to play team defense. But there were just times on ball when I felt like he stepped up and he's been showing that he's working on it. And yeah, he just got a natural feel for the game. When his first points of it was a crazy ass floater. We already seen the natural athleticism he has. So yeah, I like the feel for the game he got. And like Stacey King said, I think we might got one.
Oh, man, the dude is a gym rat. You can tell he's not backing down from any smoke
Facts.
whatsoever. He did surprise me a little bit defensively as they did try to ISO him a couple of times, and it led to Cleveland not even scoring on one of those possessions late in the game.
Yep.
I do want to see him have a little bit more touch in regards to getting his shot off and making the three because he's going to need to stretch the
You don't
floor.
need to.
But at the end of the day, getting to that basket is not a problem for this kid. And he was playing the passing lanes. The dunk that he got from when Catfish stole it, well, Leon stole the ball.
He just created that nigga. The old name Leroy.
Leroy, Leon, whatever. He get on my nerves. That's what his name is.
We gonna call that motherfucker every old man name in the movie.
Every dude that can fix a carburetor. But he got the steal. He almost got the steal, and then Carter got the steal and passed it to him for that open dunk. I was expecting him to do a but he just
Oh,
did something
man.
basic. Yeah, he did something basic right there, But it was good to see him get out on the open
Hey, did
floor.
he jump? Am I tripping? Did he jump off one?
Yeah, he jumped off one.
We might have a 2 foot. We might have a both leg jumper on our hands.
Yeah, man, he's athletic. So, hey, shout out to him, man. It's more to come. He's gonna force his way into this lineup, especially if Mr. $90 million passive P. Will doesn't step his game up because he did not look good yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on, man. If you guys want to, you already know what to do. Go ahead and hit the highlights. Check out what these rookies are doing so far in the preseason. Regular season is not that far behind. The NBA regular season be like 2 days anyway, so it is what it is. So I want to talk about these GM survey results, Steve-O. Every year, NBA.com has a survey for the general managers throughout the NBA, and honestly, it's when these guys are gonna be most honest because it's anonymous, right? So you don't know
Right.
who said what. All these teams coming into the season saying, "Hey, we got championship aspirations. We got the MVP on our team. We trying to sell tickets." But this survey is where they're being completely transparent about what they think about the upcoming NBA season. If you guys want to see the entire list of questions and answers, just go to NBA.com. It's right there on their homepage. But this is their 23rd annual NBA GM survey. 83% of respondents picked Boston to win the NBA Finals. 13% picked the Oklahoma City Thunder, and 3% picked the Dallas Mavericks. Last year, it was a tie between the Denver Nuggets and the Boston Celtics. But right now, pretty much everybody, as far as the general managers are concerned, are feeling as though, 8 out of 10 of them think that the Boston Celtics are going to repeat. How you feeling about that?
I mean, I think that's the most realistic thing. I mean, out of everybody, when it comes down to it, even if we don't like them or not, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. But from the coaching staff to the depth to the talent to the superstar talent on their team, they have it all. They have it all figured out. They're the most well-rounded. They're the most probably one of the most, if not the most cohesive unit in the league. They've been with each other the most, spent the most time with each other. So, and now they got a champion under their belt. They got the experience on alongside a ton of playoff experience in the past. So, yeah, like for them, I don't think it's crazy that majority of the GMs think they have a chance to repeat.
Oh yeah, they're a very complete team. Even with the amount of threes that they shoot, Steve-O, I don't think they lost much this past offseason. They're pretty much running it back with Drew Holiday. Even the old man is coming back, and Al Horford, he's like 93 years old, but he's gonna run it back. And we know that he plays. He hits those momentum shots. He's not gonna go out there and get you 20 points, but he'll hit that three that's the dagger or that ties the game or that three that forces the timeout. He does it. He does it. He'll get that block that you like. Oh my God, he actually jumped off the floor. So you know
Right.
what he is. He's one of those glue guys that they need. We know what Jason Tatum brings to the table. What type of mentality does he have coming into this season, especially how things went for him at the Olympics when he didn't get much run, he didn't get an opportunity to showcase what his skill set is for the world. And then you got Jalen Brown, who did win the MVP for the Eastern Conference Finals and the Finals, and he does have that max contract. is he going to have a situation where he takes a step forward and he's more so like the 1A as opposed to the 1B that a lot of people view him as, in that him, Jason Tatum tandem. And then you still got White coming back. You got Holiday coming back. You got to, and and then you got the coach. The coach is going into his second full season as the head coach. And of course, Porzingis, whenever he gets healthy, they're going to be a scary team to go against. You got to outscore them and out defend
and
them
play
every single
defense
right. So it's one of those things
and
where
out
you got to
coach.
pick. Right. It's like you would pick your poison, and none of those poisons are favorable for any of the teams in the Eastern Conference. So I can see people having them make a run all the way to the finals. Just real quick, they had Boston as the number one team in the East. 97% voted for them to be first. New York second. Philadelphia second. So like most people think that New York and Philadelphia are going to finish either second or third, and then you got
For sure.
Cleveland, Milwaukee, Orlando, and Indiana, rounding out the top 7 in the Eastern Conference. And I can see that happening. Miami is not in that conversation, but they always figure out a way to be
Man,
somewhere in that.
they talking about they might think it's a possibility that Jimmy might be moved. So
Yeah, because it's a contract year for Jimmy. So that's how Pat Riley likes to do things. You want to get some return on his investment while he has a little bit of value left. But the reality
mhm.
is Jimmy Butler is it seems like he's running on fumes since that
No,
legendary finals run that they made a couple seasons ago. The Western Conference, Steve-O, they had Oklahoma City finishing first, and then Minnesota behind them. Denver, Dallas, Phoenix, Memphis, New Orleans, and Golden State rounding out the West, and then of course the Oklahoma City losing to Boston in the NBA Finals, which is I have Oklahoma City as number one out West for sure, and they even improved their team this offseason with getting Alex Caruso, with getting Isaiah Hartenstein, and returning, of course, SGA and the rest of those young guys. Oklahoma City is primed for a decent run in the Western Conference.
yeah, I mean they was a game away from going to the finals. So yeah, they got everything, and then they ramped up, got Isaiah Hartenstein alongside with AC, alongside with some more role players, read up everybody else that they got. So yeah, they should be, if not one or two, they should be in that one or two spot. So I get what they coming from.
All right, so the next question was, who will win the 2024-2025 Kia MVP? Without
Shay.
reading it, you was going you already read it.
No, I ain't have to read it. I know Shay.
They got
Is
SGA,
or,
Shea Gil.
let me get. Let me guess. What's the next one?
All right, so SGA
Luca.
is the number one. Luca number two. You got that one.
And either Giannis or Embiid.
Embiid number three. Jokic number three.
Jokic.
Jason Tatum number three. They were all tied for number three. And then of course
What's
you
the
had
percentage for them?
7%. So it was 40% Shea, 30% Luca, and then 7% for the rest of those guys tied for third. But
That's
yeah,
crazy because I think last year wasn't it like 40% for like Joker or something?
43% for Joker last year.
Yeah, so. Yeah, hey,
He went out there and did it, but you already know it's going to be voters fatigue for Joker at this point. Even if
yeah,
he goes out and has a great year, they're going to be looking at somebody else. It's going to be a
yeah, he finna catch that Bron flack.
yeah, or
That should
Jordan
be
Barkley.
if anything that LeBron has earned that people should get, he should get a rule for that. Like, yeah, you get that MVP Bron rule.
Well, it started with Mike. They started giving it to other people.
True.
Karl Malone, Charles Barkley. Then they did it with Kobe a couple of times. So it is what it is. It's just how the NBA goes. They did ask, and we're not gonna go over every question, of course, but they did ask if you were starting an NBA franchise today and could sign any player in the NBA, who would it be? You already know who number one is.
Vic.
Say it again.
Vic.
Yeah, Victor Wembanyama by a large margin, 77%. And then SGA and Nikola Jokic were tied for second place with 10%. Then Luka Doncic with 3%. Last year, Joker led with 33%.
I ain't starting with Luca. I don't know. It's hard.
Now, this one is an interesting question. We'll probably do the first 10 or so. Which player forces opposing coaches to make the most adjustments, Devo?
Oh, that's Luca.
Luka at 33%. Number
Second
two.
one, I mean, I don't feel like it's gonna be as difficult now, but Steph.
Yeah, Steph is 30%, and then Jokic at 23%. Giannis and Embiid round out the top five, tied at fourth place with 7%. Last
Giannis?
season, yeah, Giannis and Joel Embiid. Giannis not really, but it is what it is.
I put Joe before Giannis.
Yeah, because Giannis, he's still pretty much one dimensional, even though he has added
You
a
build,
little bit of range.
listen, you build that wall. That's usually
Hmm.
how people beat them.
He got a little bit of range now, though, just a little bit. Steph Curry led last year with 40%, and then the we'll do a couple of this last one. Which player is the most likely to have a breakout season in 2024,
It better be
2025?
Paolo.
Paolo is number 5. He's tied for 5th with Cade Cunningham and Brandon
Vic.
Miller. Victor Wembanyama is second, tied for second with John Morant and Victor with 10%. And
What
Evan Mobley
about?
also
I was
10%.
just about to go Mobley. What's Mobley? Who number one?
So Evan Mobley, John Morant, Victor Wembanyama, which in second place, with 10% each. Jalen Williams from Oklahoma City is number one for GMs with 13%. It wasn't that big of they had a lot of people on this list, including LaMelo Ball, one of the Thompson twins, Sengun. So a lot of people got votes, but last year was Anthony Edwards with 23%. And so we'll finish this up with best point guard in all the positions. So best point guard in the NBA,
They probably gave it to Luka.
they gave it to Luka, but they think SGA gonna win the MVP. So make it make sense.
Contradictor.
He did get second place, and then Steph Curry third, Jalen Brunson fourth. Last year with Steph Curry was 63%. Best shooting guard,
They probably gave it to Ant.
Anthony Edwards with 33%. Follow up with Devin Booker 23%, and they got
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. How is SGA not above Devin Booker?
because they just put SGA as the point guard. So now they got him as a combo
Which
guard.
one is he? Goddamn.
Right, they gave him number 2 for the point guard, but number 3 for the shooting guard. So Devin Booker second, and then Steph Curry fourth as shooting guard. What? What's the voting process on this? It's almost like the
Yeah,
All-Star game at this point.
scrap. The only
It-
person on this list, Anthony Davis. Move
Right,
on.
like I think it's disrespectful to true shooting guards. Even you can
Right.
even put Paul George in this conversation, or even a Kobe White in this conversation. Like if you're gonna vote for Steph Curry, SGA at the point guard, you shouldn't vote for them at the shooting guard either. Luka Doncic too. You got 3 of the 4 people that was in the top 4 for the point guard, in the top 5 for the shooting guard. So that's weird. Best small forward.
Tatum.
Yep, Jason Tatum with 47%, and then they did it again. Luka Doncic. So Luka Doncic
All
is
right,
the
bro.
best point guard, shooting guard, and small forward in the NBA.
I mean, now that I think about it, I guess it do make sense. Like, I guess every GM don't think the same, so they probably don't look at these players. Oh, he's a point guard, or that motherfucker's a small forward
Yeah,
distributor. So, like,
whatever.
yeah, maybe that's what they thinking.
No way, man. KD and LeBron James gotta be better than Luka at the small forward. I don't care what
Nah,
they
for
talking
real.
about. They do have them all tied at number 2, and Jalen Brown at number 5. And then next you got the best power forward, which is easy.
Yeah.
Giannis by a large margin, 77%, and then Kevin Durant at 7%, which for me, I'm like, okay, you got Bam, you got other players out there who deserve votes, but hey, you said it best. The GMs don't all think the same. That's why a lot of them don't win championships. And then you got the best center in the NBA. We all know the answer to this one.
Joker.
Joker, and then you got Joel behind
Joe.
them. Joker 87%. Last year he was 93%. Joel behind him, and then Victor Wembanyama getting 3% of the votes.
Oh,
So yeah,
damn.
yeah, yeah, it was crazy. All right, so there you have it, man. If you guys want to see the rest of the questions, one last one, Steve-O, before we
NBA.com.
go. Yeah, NBA.com. But the last one I want to say something about, because we got to get up out of here, was which player acquisition will make the biggest impact on their new team.
It got to be the main three. It either got to be Carl, Mikhail, or PG.
Yeah, PG at the number 1 with 60%, Mikal Bridges with 13%, and Carl Anthony with 13%.
Let's say, yeah, no, the biggest
Those two are
one.
tied at second place, and then Alex Caruso got 7% of the vote as well, and he also led with the most underrated player acquisition. But we talked about that. We also talked about Kentavious Caldwell Pope going to
Very sneaky.
Orlando as well. So, hey, that's a good survey to look at, man. So you guys can pick the brains of these general managers if you want to know how they're thinking. It is anonymous, so you don't know who's saying what, but you can pretty much get a good feel for how they feel about the climate of the NBA. So there you go. Pretty good episode today, if I do say so myself, but we need y'all to say so in the comments down below. Let us know what y'all think about this GM survey and how y'all feeling about what the rookies did last night. Stevo already on his way to sleep, but it is what it is. The show went on, baby. We made it.
Me.
Y'all already know, man. Hit us up at NBA Central Pod at gmail.com. I believe that's the Gmail account. And follow us at NBA Central Pod wherever you like to receive your social media. I don't even know if I gotta say no diddy to that, Steve. I don't know. Y'all already know what it is,
Nobody.
man. We gonna holler at y'all next time. Peace.